Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in again today. I really have been on a concealer kick, so I wanted to run through all the concealers that I have and that I use a lot, just to kind of share my thoughts on them and how I like using them with you guys. Any of the ones that I don't really reach for a lot, I'm not going to include in this video. Maybe later I can add them in, but I just kind of wanted to focus on the ones that I reach for, the ones that I use a lot, and run you through those and just kind of share my concealer love for you all. Obviously, concealing is a super important part of the makeup routine. We all battle with under eye circles and blemishes and things like that. So it's a really hot topic, and so why don't we just get right on into it. The first one I want to touch on is probably my favorite concealer that I've been using lately, and this is the Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics concealer, and they only have one kind. So if you go to their website, you'll find it right away, and I have this in the color R1, which is red one. This comes in red and yellow undertones, and I just love this concealer. It is very emollient and can be used either under the eyes or all over the face. It's kind of the perfect combination concealer. It reminds me a little bit of MAC Studio Finish concealer, but something about it is a little like, I don't know, a little less goopy maybe, and also it doesn't feel as dry to the touch. It's like creamier, but it doesn't have as much of a sheen or like an emollient shine to it. Like it doesn't need to be set as much. It's really honestly probably my favorite concealer I've ever used, which is odd because, you know, OCC lip tars are really popular, but you don't hear a lot about Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics, but I would highly recommend checking this out. They have a variety of colors, and I've been using this a lot, and I've barely made a dent in it, so definitely will last you a long time. This one, you know, you can apply just directly with your fingers. You can use a flat kind of concealer brush or a buffer brush, and like I said, I use this under my eyes and also as a spot kind of cover up treatment on my face. The next one, since I already mentioned it, I'll just go into is the MAC Studio Finish Concealer, and I have this in two colors. This is NW20, which is a little bit light for my face, but works okay under my eyes as more of a highlighter. And actually, not sure if you guys know this, but MAC's Full Coverage Foundation is actually the exact same product as the Studio Finish Concealer, except the Full Coverage Foundation has SPF in it. So the value-wise, the cost is like crazy if you do the math. I think this is like $18 and this is like $30, but you're getting so much more product here. So I can include more information below, but basically I went to MAC to get a different shade of this, and they were like, well, we don't have it, but we have this. And I've honestly been loving this stuff. It's kind of nice to have it in the bigger size. But this is NW25, and this is the color that I use all over my face or under my eyes. It's a little bit more peachy, which also helps cancel out darkness, but really like this one as well. Like I said, it's a little drier, but when you warm it up with your finger, it becomes really, really emollient, which I really like. I think this is one concealer, though, at least for me, I have to use my fingers with it. I cannot just use a brush. It'll be way too dry. So I like to just use my finger, kind of warm it up, or grab the product, put it on the back of my hand, and then go in with a brush, or put it on and then blend it out with a brush. I think it really needs to be warmed up to be effective. But really like this, and really like the kind of glow that it gives the skin, especially on the under eye area. When I use it here, it provides a really pretty sheen to the skin. So really like that one as well. So definitely check out the Full Coverage Foundation if you like Studio Finish Concealer, but you're looking for better value and don't mind the SPF being in there. The next one I wanted to touch on are Bobbi Brown's Correctors. I have two of these. I have it in the color Bisque and the color Light Peach. I originally got Bisque, and I don't know, I thought it was okay, and then I thought maybe I got the wrong color, so then I tried Light Peach, and honestly, I can't really tell a big difference. I know people swear by this stuff, but I don't use it a ton because I think it's a little too creamy, and I find that it creases if I don't set it with a powder. So I like it for if you have severe under eye circles and darkness where you really need a corrective shade. I could see this working out really well for you. For me, there are other concealers like the two I just mentioned that I prefer just because the consistency is a little bit less creamy. I just find these are a little too moisturizing, a little too goopy for me, but potentially these would be better for someone with mature skin or with, you know, very dry under eye area. Moving on to another high-end product, Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. I have this in two colors, light and light medium. Absolutely love these concealers. It's one of the wand type of concealers with a liquid, which usually I wouldn't reach for as much. But surprisingly, I love this stuff for under the eyes because it does not crease, it does not budge, it has amazing staying power, and it also provides really, really great coverage. My favorite way to use this is just to dot it under the eye, kind of a V pattern, and then go in with my Sephora number 57 airbrush and just blend it all out. And I like to use the lighter color for my under eye area to highlight, and then I can use the other color all over my face or just depending on how tan I am. But if you haven't checked this one out, I would highly recommend it. If you're into the liquid more concealers, it's really great. It's not as effective for spots as a cream concealer I find, but for under the eye area, I think it's great. It's also great for large sections if you have large hyperpigmentation or discoloration or things like that that you want to cover up. Moving on to another MAC product, MAC Prolongwear Concealer. This is a great one, very long wearing. My only grudge with this product is the pump is not controllable at all, and I end up wasting a lot of product, which is kind of frustrating, but really like this one because it is natural. It's another liquid one. Great coverage, great staying power. Again though, I just don't reach for this one a lot because I think it's harder to apply because of the pump. Because it's a liquid, I would have almost just preferred if it came with a kind of wand stick applicator like this. But that's just my personal opinion, and I wear this one in NW20 as well. The next one is Tarte's Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. Really, really, really love this stuff, especially for mature skin or for people that have bags or dark under eye circles. This stuff is super thick and super creamy and super moisturizing. It really doesn't dry down. So if you are looking for a very glowy, luminescent under eye look that's very moisturized, you will love this stuff. Sometimes it's a little too wet for me. I feel like it doesn't set, but that's why I think if you have dry skin or really mature skin, you'd probably love this. I recommended it to my mom and she loves it. I love this concealer though because it is so brightening and hydrating. It just makes your eyes like feel like they just got a glass of water, and it just covers really well. It has really, really good coverage. So highly recommend that one as well. A couple drugstore ones. This one just came out. This is the L'Oreal True Match Fusion Crayon Corrector. Honestly, I don't think that these are correctors. I think that L'Oreal just wanted to sound cool and say corrector, but really these are concealer pencils. I think of them almost like a touch-up stick. Which that's how I've been using them, and I really like that because obviously throughout the day your foundation kind of like rubs off, and certain areas it's like, you know, my chin always rubs off. So I like to keep these in my bag and just pop them out and just kind of correct and kind of cover up whatever redness or areas are poking through. I would not recommend you use these on your under eye circles or the under eye area in general. These are very dry in formula, so when I tried them under my eyes, they creased like crazy. So definitely not an under eye product, but really great for highlighting different areas of the face, concealing around the nose, concealing spots or, you know, freckles or pimples or things like that. And also great just as a touch-up stick. I have the Bobbi Brown touch-up stick, and I love that thing, but this is a great drugstore alternative if you don't want to spend the money. The final one I wanted to touch on is the Bare Minerals Well Rested Powder. It's a yellow-based powder that I use to help set my concealer. It also just helps highlight and brighten the under eye area, prevent creasing and things like that. And I apply this with just a kind of white fluffy brush. This is actually a shader eyeshadow brush, but I just kind of blend this powder under the eyes kind of to set my concealer when I'm done. So all in all, that's pretty much it in terms of the concealers that I use and reach for on a regular basis. For all of them, the two brushes that I use are just a flat concealer brush and my Sephora blending brush. These are really all the only concealer brushes that I use in addition to an eyeshadow brush to set them with a powder. So I hope that this was helpful. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks, bye.